working with the body a lot recently and have been just having such a fascinating experience. And I want to remind you in this moment how powerful words are. And so when we're on this journey of spiritual development, our spiritual journey, our spiritual awakening, our healing, our physical healing, our mental healing, all these things, there are dark times. We can call them difficult times, but you can decide on the words that you choose for everything to change the frequency. Each word has a frequency and vibration. So you can choose a different word to explain what you're going through, to change your experience of it. You can rewrite the past by choosing to word it differently and think of it differently now. And you can change the present and you can change the future. So, and I say this from a quantum perspective because all timelines are possible and are happening right now. You get to choose where your perceived reality focus is. And you get to hop to whichever reality that you want based off of your conditioning. And so if you're not hopping, you got to look at the conditioning and then try and hop more and more and more and know that you get to co-create and know that you have choice. So with all of this stuff, with, this quantum manifestation idea of jumping timelines and everything, there's also the tendency that people, hi baby, and then there's Zima over there. This is Arlo, if you don't know. We live in Italy on this horse farm, and if you see a line on my forehead right now, it's because I just finished riding. I did some groundwork with a mule today. It was very, very, very stubborn. Love her. She hasn't been broken yet, and so we're just doing some groundwork, and she likes to fight with me. But I'm an Aries, and so my stubbornness can come out too, just like a mule. But it was fun, and she's very smart. And then I did some riding after and worked on some arena stuff with my big friend Harry. Oh my gosh, Harry's the horse. And so with this work, these spiritual ideas, these quantum ideas, we often forget about the body. We often forget that we are experiencing reality through the body. And I know that we know this, right? Many of you probably know the topic. The Body Keeps the Score. It's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. The idea is that these memories are stored within our body and will create like physical manifestation of illness or disease or tension or pain, misalignment, because of the emotional experience that is trapped in there, that is unresolved. And so we try to go on these spiritual journeys. A lot of, if we're looking at energy healing, which can be so beautiful and so powerful, we can almost neglect to address what the body is actually telling us, because we're like, heal, god damn it, heal. I'm quantum leaping out of this. But what I find in my experience is not just, I don't prefer to just be in the stars, in the ethers, in the quantum field. I prefer to also explore this human body, because as foreign as Earth is and as strange as it is and always has been to me, I wanted this experience. You wanted this experience. You're here on Earth because you signed up for this. Arlo signed up to be the most playful dog, the happiest, healthiest boy on Earth. Huh, babe? I love you. You're here for a reason. And the reason probably isn't to ascend, to get out of here. It's to be here. It's to experience. I was just reflecting on my life. And it's so fascinating. My life is like a movie, and so is yours. We all have our own movies, yet we so often want to get distracted. But when you take a step back and you look at your life, it's fascinating what's going on in your life, right? I was just like, I live on this farm, and so of course there are going to be interpersonal things, and I just can't believe that I'm living in a certain situation right now. I'm this is very unique, and this is what you would see in a TV show like Yellowstone, or what's that other one, the other horse show, it starts with an H. It's an older one. I started watching it like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now. And it's like very PG mostly. I think it's pretty PG, but it's so cute. There's like 12 seasons. I got to like 6 seasons, and my friends that I lived with in California would always be like, "Are you watching your horse show?" And it's so funny because now it's like my life. So I think that I was drawn to it. I don't think that watching TV shows is bad. I don't do it often. This is my first time right now. I'm watching Yellowstone. This is my first time in a very long time. Like, since I've lived in Europe, I haven't watched shows. I don't really watch TV. I never really have been into movies and TV. Like, I will watch them sometimes. But if I feel the pull to something, that's when I know, like, there's something in this for me. There can be a lot of hidden messages in these things. So there's a way to consciously do things, and there's a way to unconsciously do things. And so many people watch TV shows to go unconscious. But if you're staying conscious while watching it, then you're also having all these other opportunities for signs and whatnot. This has been a tangent, but in my perceived reality, you know, there's stuff going on like in those shows. There's just normal people get emotions, they think that they're meant to be, and then you're like, oh wait, no, we're not meant to be. And then, you know, they find someone else, and then you all live together. And it's just, it challenges all those like human parts of yourself. And so Aubrey Marcus talked about this before, because I believe, let me make sure I'm still recording. Good. I need to do some storage things. Aubrey Marcus talked about this before, but he tried poly relationships before. I've never tried poly relationships, not into that. But he wanted to try and to break a lot of the human conditioning that is behind being in a monogamous relationship. But he said it was too painful for this for this lifetime. And so he changed gears. That's what I remember him saying. Maybe it's someone else, but I'm pretty sure it's him. And I've had other people in my life who've said that as well. And so living in these environments where, you know, you're best friends with someone for a while, and then they become like the dark shadow side of you, and they embody that. And then you're like, whoa, I really actually don't like you. But it's like, if you have these experiences with people around you, they're just mirrors of what's going on within yourself. Like, if you were to feel jealousy, like, I'm in an intense environment because there's people everywhere. There's things going on all the time. There's chaos all the time with these animals, which is just like part of the reason why I named my horse that's coming on the way Chaos, because chaos is beautiful, and it allows so many things to be born, allows so much creation to take place. But, you know, it's intense. And so if you can also, like when you're watching a TV show, have the awareness with you while the chaos is happening, while all these human emotions are coming up, you can learn so much. And so I've been going through these like intense things here with awareness, like, whoa, this human experience is nuts. Like, it's just incredible. And I'm like, this is like a movie. And so I've been checking with my body. I'm like, okay, how do you feel in this? How do you feel in this? How do you feel in this? And my body has some distrust still in me because of past ways that, you know, when I was a teenager and how I would socialize then, which is just like drinking a ton of alcohol and getting out of control and getting into bad situations and getting into trouble. And so I was asking these parts of my body, what are you feeling right now? Like, what are you needing? And with my therapist too, and it was saying like, you know, I don't trust you. And so I've been working on that trust in an environment where it's not like an unsafe environment. It's a very lovely, wonderful, healing, wholesome, chaotic environment. But in this environment of chaos, I have been also on this journey of checking in with my body and saying, what do you need now? What do you need now? What do you need now? And it's been like, I went out in the forest the other day and I sobbed. I've been trying to get to that place where I can just like release stored emotions, and I hadn't really been able to for a while. I was like, maybe they're not there. So then I started doing some like massage. A lot of my stuff is in my jaw and in my neck. So I started doing some massage. I got like a back support thingy so that I could relieve some tension from my muscles. And so then all the emotions started coming up. I've been doing I do yoga and I teach yoga here, but I've been doing just more like stretches, like where do I feel it? Okay, holding it there. And that's been releasing a lot of emotions. And so to like control, not to control, but to find a fluid motion in this environment, I've been going to the forest. So I sobbed yesterday because I finally got to the jackpot. And so it's interesting, it's fascinating, right? It's not difficult, really. It could be difficult if you choose that, but it's fascinating, right? To watch my body release so much while experiencing so much, while learning to trust, while communicating, while moving slow, while taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And so that's been the journey that I'm on. And it's like I live and I breathe this manifestation, this future self, this rewiring the brain. And a lot of the physical healing can come from brain retraining, almost all of it from my understanding and belief. But that doesn't mean that we can neglect the parts where we're still holding on, where, you know, you've tried a lot of stuff and there's still that ringing, there's still that pain, there's still that tension, there's still that big question mark, like, oh my God, is this serious? Is this like, am I ever gonna find the answers? The answer might be you going on that inner journey and having that conversation with your body. My therapist will when we're working together, she'll be like, okay, I'm now talking to your body. Body, what do you need to say? And then she'll say, mind, what do you need to say? I love this therapist that, you know, I finally found someone who's on my page with a lot of this stuff. And so a lot of the topics that we have here on this channel is that we have the divine three, we have the mind, the body, the soul, and it's very important to unite the three, to not neglect any of them. The soul knows, the mind chooses, and the body experiences. And so we have to nurture the body. The body is the thing that gets to live in the TV show that is our life, the movie that is our life. It is fascinating what you are experiencing right now. You get to choose if it's difficult. You get to choose if it's painful. You get to choose if it's... I love the word fascinating. I love the word interesting. I say it all the time. People will be like, oh my God, can you believe that she did this and he did that? I'm like, that's interesting. Tony Robbins talked about this in a course that I did with him. Arlo, Zima. Good boy, Arlo. Where's Zima? I don't know where she is. It's getting dark. But I did a course with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. Graziosi? I think that's his last name. When the pandemic started, and they talked about this concept of choosing different words. And so they would even, like, when it's like really like a business deal fails, or like, you know, your boss is an asshole, or your boyfriend cheats on you. That one's kind of more intense, but they would say like, oh, that really tinkled me. And so you're explaining that it did bother you, but you're also putting like a lighter version to it. Arlo, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Oh, that's my good boy. Even though you're still doing it. And so in my 21-day program to rewire your mind, I do EFT tapping, which is such an amazing tool for communicating with the body. And one of the techniques that I teach you in there is one that like helps you use, it's similar to using the word as tinkle, but it allows you to go to the... Okay, my phone ran out of service and it is getting dark and cold. So I'm going to wrap it up. But it allows you to go to the neuron of the undesired and rewire it with what you do desire. So if you want to sign up for 21 days to rewire your mind, that's available. It helps you rewire your mind, heal your nervous system, and step into your chosen timeline. 21 days to know your divine guidance. It's all about speaking with your higher self, your intuition, your angels and guides, learning that language so that you can move forward with your divine guidance, being clear, communication. And then I have 12-week program called Decondition, and that is starting on January 1st. It is the pre-sale right now. It is all within that program, everything that's in the 21 days, both those programs, and more and more and more consistency, a special sacred container with me, with everyone else who has signed up, with everyone who's going to sign up. It's going to be powerful. You won't recognize yourself after. It will help you decondition the parts of you that are holding you back from the life that you desire, from the freedom, the health, the happiness, the love that you desire. And so the only thing holding you back, like we said earlier, is the conditioning. So we have to decondition to set ourselves free. So I would love to be your guide in any of those if you feel called to do so. I also have one-on-ones available as well. Okay, we are gonna go get warm, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, say we love you, Arlo. Okay,